This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's start today, with the topic called Jenkins and GitHub, Git and GitHub. So what is Jenkins? So as I explained you earlier, mm, see, this is the scenario. For example, you four people are working on single project, or maybe five people or more than that. Okay, so they all are working on single project. They might be in the same location or might be in the different location. So QA1, QA2, QA3, QA4 and QA5. 5 person working on a single project. Now, how you are going to work on a project? How you are going to work on a framework, for example? We discussed about framework and all. So how we are going to do it? So we will be working on in our local system, correct? All the 5 people will be working on their local system. Say we have decided at the end of every day or maybe at the end of every Friday evening, we are going to merge our code, correct? So we need some centralized repository where we can merge our code, correct? We need some centralized repository where we can merge our code. So this centralized repository or centralized location where we are going to merge our code, we need some, test management system where we can actually put all our code. So people are in the industry, people are using different test management systems. Some people are using PSTS, some people are using clear case. Okay, so similarly, one thing people are using called Git and GitHub. Okay, so Git is the software and GitHub is the server. Git and GitHub, Git and GitHub. Okay, so after end of every Friday, what we are going to do? We are going to merge our code there. So all the 5 QA are going to merge their code inside the GitHub. Okay, they will have access with their user ID and password. With the help of those, they are going to merge their code. Now, next week, Monday morning, again when we go to the office, we will be downloading the code from the GitHub, whatever is there. So Monday morning, what code will be there? It will be the combination of all the code, right? Because everyone merged. So we'll get the whole code. Okay, it will be the code from everyone. Then I'll be downloading the QA1, will be downloading the latest code. Same with QA2, 3, 4, 5. So everyone is going to download the latest code from the GitHub. Okay. Now again, everyone will be working on it. Again, say Friday evening or whatever you have, whatever you guys decide, like every day or every Friday, we are going to merge the code again. Again, next week we are going to download the latest build from the GitHub. So this GitHub is a central repository where you can place your code, where you can kept your code, you can maintain the version and you can download it in the next day. Okay, so when all the 5 person will be merging their code, so ultimately the project will be the final project, right, which will have the changes from all the 5 people. When next week we are going to download whatever the project we are going to download, it will be nothing but the combined code for all these 5 people. Again, next week 5 people will be working on different class, different things, and they are again going to merge at the end of the week. That is what is Git or GitHub, sorry. Now where Jenkins comes into the picture. So we'll talk about GitHub, how to do and all. Now Jenkins, okay. Now Jenkins is called the continuous integration tool or CI tool. You must have heard about the word CI tool or continuous integration tool, Jenkins. Where Jenkins come into the picture? There are 3 parts. One is GitHub, one is Jenkins, and one is the integration between Jenkins and Git. Okay, integration between these three parts. So one is Git, another one is Jenkins, and third part is integration between the Jenkins and Git. Okay, third part. Now think about it. We all have merged our code into the GitHub. So what are we going to do next morning? Next Monday morning, we are going to download the code and we are going to use in our local repository, right? We all will be downloading the code in our local system and we will be using. Now think about it. While merging the code, the person 3, he checked in into some wrong code inside the build. What he did? He checked in some wrong code inside the Git, inside the GitHub. Now next Monday morning, when everyone will be downloading, basically everyone is going to download the wrong build. Correct? And we are going to work on the wrong build or wrong version. And when you realize it after say couple of months, and that time it will be really very difficult to figure it out, what went wrong or who did it what and what is the issue, right? So if any one of the person, 1 or 2% checked in some wrong code, so next day you will be downloading the wrong version. That's the problem here. That Git cannot tell you whether it's the right version or wrong version because this is just a centralized repository where you are copying. Think about it, some machine where after end of the day, whatever the work we are doing, we are going to merge there. So what I want as soon as, once everyone merge, I need to check whether there is anything wrong. Any wrong build is checked in or anything wrong is checked in inside this. That I can do with the help of Jenkins. Jenkins is a continuous integration tool through which you can figure it out whether any wrong build is checked in or not. Okay, so that Jenkins is not only Git, you can use Jenkins with anything. You can use Jenkins with A and T. Okay, you can use Jenkins with testing and all. You can use Jenkins with Git, GitHub. You can use Jenkins with Docker. There are a lot of stuff. There are more than 200 plugins in Jenkins. So it supports a lot of stuff. Okay, even some normal Windows, with that Windows command also you can utilize Jenkins. So there are a lot of stuff, which Jenkins can do. Jenkins can run the build and tell you whether build is correct or wrong. So I need Jenkins here. After we do the check-in, we will trigger the build from Jenkins. What Jenkins will do, Jenkins will come and check the build, whatever is checked. And after running the build, what he will do, he will send an email to everyone. And he is saying that build is right or wrong. So as soon as there is some wrong checked in, after merging the code, we will be running the Jenkins job. So Jenkins will run the job, and if there is any build failure, he is going to send an email to all the person. So all the 5 people will be aware. Okay, there is some wrong checked in happened. Some problem with the build. So what we will be doing? We are not going to download this build. We'll be saying, okay, boss, there might be some problem out of this 5% in your local system. So everyone should check where is the problem. Or maybe, we can check in one by one and see by running Jenkins where the exact problem is. Or I can run my, a local project also with the help of Jenkins by pointing it. Okay. So first of all, we need to know what is Jenkins, how to install Jenkins, how to trigger a build with the help of Jenkins. Then what is Git, GitHub, and how we can integrate Jenkins with GitHub. So as I told you earlier, Jenkins I am not going to cover in the class. Okay. So for Jenkins, oh sorry. So for Jenkins, we are not going to cover in the class. For Jenkins, I have the series of these videos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I showed how you can, what is Jenkins, how you can download and install Jenkins on your system, how to set the environment variable and all this stuff. So next I have explained how to set the home directory. In case you need to change, you can change it. Okay. Then I have explained, how you can run build periodically. Okay, there are two parts. So one I showed how to run build periodically, how you can, try out the different stuff with Jenkins, how you can schedule a build weekly, yearly, monthly, so whatever you want. And in the last video, I showed you how you can run your project with the help of Jenkins. Basically, here I have explained how you can run your ANT file using your Jenkins build.xml. Remember ANT class testing ANT. So these are the things I have explained here. So I told you guys to go through those videos. If you have any doubt, let me know. This is very easy. I believe you can easily figure it out. Okay. So you can go through those videos and you can check, what is Jenkins and how to do and all this stuff. Okay. So you can, I already shared those links, or you can, in the Google, you can search it Selenium Java training. Okay. That is my YouTube channel. You can subscribe and see. Okay. So all these videos, you should be able to figure it out, how to install, configure and all Jenkins. Now I have installed and configured. So let me run Jenkins. So to run Jenkins, you have to use this file. You have to download this file, which I have already explained. Okay, so I am opening command prompt and going to this location. Okay, now to start the Jenkins, you have to run this command. It's running. Okay, just do it. It will take some time to run. Yeah, so you should get this message. Jenkins is fully up and running. Once you are getting this message, Jenkins is fully up and running, means Jenkins is running fine. Since I am running in my local machine, so I am running on 8080 port. If I hit enter, it should open the Jenkins URL. By default, Jenkins will open in 8080 port. In case you need to change, you have to write here, I think, hyphen port and give the port number. But you don't give, it will run in 8080. Okay. Here, if I log in, automation one login. Uh, Sorry, this is not the correct user ID. Okay, let me use admin user ID. And I told you also from secrets.xml you can get the password of the Jenkins, right? You can follow the Jenkins video. So this is my password in my case. You can log in. So it will log in into the Jenkins.
Abhishek, I can't hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So, you know, still login. I don't know what happened. Okay, let it be. We'll check later. So Jenkins parts I have explained everything here. You can go through it and you can download and configure Jenkins on your system. Now let's talk about Git. So Git is a software and GitHub is the server. What is Git and what is GitHub? Okay, so these all these things I have explained in these videos. You can go through and figure it out. Now what is Git and GitHub? So Git is a software and GitHub is the server. So first what you need to do, you need to create an account in the GitHub. So you go here, you type, go to github.com, is the official website of GitHub. Here it's nothing but I have already created an account. So here you will get, if you are in sign out state. So here you will get a link called sign up. You click here, you enter your, okay, it's very easy. Enter your username, enter your email address, password, and you should be able to create an account. So they are giving some GB, 1 GB or 2 GB for the free account. So if you need more, you need to buy the licenses from them. Anyway, we don't need more. 1 2 GB is more than enough for us. So you just sign up, and after signing up, you can just log in into the application. Okay. So my email address is this one. I'm logging with my password. Okay, I am logged in into the GitHub. Okay, this is you need to create a free account. Now in my system, I can put all my code inside the GitHub repository. But how your GitHub can figure it out? Okay, this is the If you are trying to check in something, it should authenticate, right? It is coming from the valid user. Like I have created some repository in the GitHub. Maybe I have created some account. I need to upload my code. Anyone from any part of the world, I should not allow anyone to upload the code into my repository, right? I'll be creating my repository here. So after logging in, here you click on new repository and you create your own repository here. Give some repository name like my Git repository or your project name, maybe HDFC Bank project, whatever you want. Give some repository name. Okay, you can make it public or private and create this repository. I'm not creating, I have already created. See, my repository name is my Git repository. If I click here, can you say I can see some check-in? I did it. If I click here, I can see some files inside it. Okay. Now I can check in into my repository. GitHub should not allow someone else also to be checked in into my repository. Now how he will do the verification? How the handshaking is going to happen? For that, you need to install Git in your system. So Git is a software. Git will verify whether it's coming from correct system or not. And if it is coming from correct system, then only he is going to allow you to check in inside my repository. If you want anything, you cannot check in my repository because you need to know the user ID password. So it should be like this only, right? Your company, you are using GitHub, and other companies people cannot check in or cannot check out the code. So there need to be some handshaking, some authentication need to be there. So that part will be taken care by Git. So you have to download and install Git on your system. I have mentioned step by step. Okay. So you go back here and download Git. So go to Git download, and from here you download Git. So it will be downloading one exe file like this. You just need to double click on the exe and install it. Nothing else you have to do. What you need to do, you need to double click on the exe file and install the Git in your system. Okay. Now I have already installed it under C program files Git. Now what I have to do, so I just mentioned step by step. You can create a folder in your system, okay, which will be your Git repository in your system, okay, which will be local repository. From that local repository, you are going to upload into the server. So if I go back here, I have created a folder called local Git repository. We just create a folder, local Git repository. Okay, so local Git repository. I have created a folder, and under that I am creating something called dummy project, or it's up to you. Here I have created SLPOM, page object model may, or something. Maybe we have created some project here. Okay, under that. So this project I am going to upload, or whatever will be there inside it. So I have simply created. So this will be actually, I will be pointing my project here, or you can copy paste your project thing here, and from here you can upload. So you cannot upload from anywhere else, because I will be registering this location, local Git repository. So let's see what I am trying to do next. Okay, so I told you create a local Git repository. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, Abhishek.
So what I'm telling, you can create a folder, and under that, if you want, you can create a project. You'll be putting all your projects. Okay, so I'm telling under that you create, some which we are going to upload. Now, so your repository file. CMD, under that CD local Git repository, whatever we have created. So I'm going to under this local repository. Then Git repository. Okay, still going on. I don't know. So see, this will be my local. So the folder what I created, Git repository, I am going inside this folder. After that, what I need to do? I need to initialize the Git. I have to initialize it. I have to tell, okay, this is my local repository. Okay, I have to authenticate the location. That you have to write init. Git init will run and tell you initialize folder. Okay, before that, what I'll do, see, I'll go back here and let me create a new file. Or what I'll do, new it's very slow.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I have to register this. So I have registered it, I have deleted it, and I have created a new file. For example, let me create a new file. So I'm creating some file names, login. I'm writing some code, login into HDFC Bank. Okay, I'm just writing some code. Instead of login.txt, it can be txt also, no issues. But let me write Java file. For example, this is a Java file. So what I did, I deleted one file and I have created a new file. Okay, I just changed something in my project. Now you have to initialize this repository with GitHub. So you have to write this command git init, git init, git init. So it will initialize, reinitializing the existing Git repository under this location .git, local repository .git. So when you initialize, you will see this folder .git. So there are a lot of stuff, we don't know what is there inside it, but with the help of these files and all, Git and GitHub can do the handshaking between them. So Git will help GitHub to identify this is a local repository. From this repository, I am going to upload into my Git repository. Okay, so I am going to upload into my Git repository from this repository. Okay, now next what I have to do, Git status will tell you what's the status here. So Git status. See what it is saying. Can you see? It is saying you deleted this file in red color. Remember, I deleted this file from my project just now. And he is saying untracked file login.java. This is untracked, means this is a new file. So he will tell you what are the changes when you are trying to check in. He told there was already one file which you have deleted, this file, and this is the new file which you are going to check in, login.java. Okay, that's it. Now you have to register username with Git. Otherwise, see, anyone can check in. So Nidhi, you can also create one, real local repository in your system, and if you want, you can also check in into my repository. That I should not allow, right? Anyone to come and check in into my repository, or anyone can come and download from my repository. Correct? So for that, I have to register my repository with the Git. So you have to write git config -- global user.name and your username. This username should be the same whatever you are going to give while creating your account into the github.com. So you need to give username, you have to give email ID, and you have to give your password. So I'm registering with my username. Not this one, it's not copy. Copy. Yeah, hit enter. It's registered. Maybe first time it might ask you for the password. Since I am doing it, earlier also I did it, so it's not asking the password. First time it might ask you. Okay. Now here, register email with the Git. Now you have to register your email ID. When you register with your email ID, it is going to ask you password. Here it is not going to ask because I have already registered. Run this command to register my email ID with this Git. So there are two levels of authentication. One is with username and one is with email ID. So in this local repository, I am registering, okay, this username, whatever I have created in github.com. I am saying this local repository under this location is a valid repository for this username. So with this user, he will check the account, and he will check under this user what is the repository. So my repository name is myrib. So basically, myrib, whenever I am going to upload anything, it is going to upload under this Selenium Java my repository. Okay, otherwise it can upload into anyone's repository, right? If I upload something, it should not upload into your repository. It should upload into my repository. So how I am doing the handshaking between my machine and my Git? I am saying with the help of, I have registered my user ID as well as I have registered my email ID with this. First time it is going to ask you the password, you have to give the password. Okay, so I have registered it. Now next is I have to add my folders. How to add the folders? See, it's not like every time I need to upload everything. I might have created only this file, login.java. I need to upload only this file. So you have to write git. I have mentioned here. You have to write git add, and here you have to give the path. That means you don't need to give full path. You have to write selenium slpom / login.java. So it will upload only login.java. Okay, or if I give dot means it will upload everything under local git repository, whatever the files, whatever the projects it will find. If there are multiple projects, it is going to upload everything. Okay, so dot means add all the folders. So let me upload dot only, hit enter. So what, these are the changes what he mentioned. He is going to upload all this. Okay, that's it. Now I have to commit it. This is not the command to commit. I am copying and pasting it. So let me just change the commit August 28. Okay, some text basically. So you have to write git commit -m is message. What message should be there? Commit August 28. Hit enter. It says what are the things. Two files in it. One is insertion and one is deletion. Because one file I deleted. Remember this one. Deleted mode. And this file I have created. Login.java. Okay. So I have insert. So these changes I did the commit. Okay. Now you have to run it. So this is my repository. You need to know my repository location. So we have created a repository, right? Now I have to tell which is repository. You go to your repository, and here if you click here, clone on download, here the repository. This is the see, github.com selenium java my git rep.git. This is my repository. Okay, so this URL I need. So this URL you can see I have provided here. So you have to give the repository URL. So if you give the repository URL, you can write git remote add origin, then the URL of the repository. Okay. So these are nothing but some steps, nothing else, some command. I am hitting enter. So remote origin already exists. So it's saying okay, it's already exists. That is fine because my repository is already exist. I am not creating a new repository. Okay. So it is already exist. Now I have to push all the changes into the repository. Whatever the changes I have done. What changes? Two files, one I deleted and one I created, and there is already one exist. I need to push the changes into it. For that you have to write git push u origin master. Git push user u origin master. This will push the changes into your Git repository. What is it? Copy, paste it. Okay. So before that, if I go here. So as of now, see, you can see the old one only. I have not yet pushed. It's showing my first commit and July 3. Okay, so I have to push. You should see Abhishek and login. So I am pushing it. Push it. It will ask you user ID and password. It's pushing. Okay, so it's done. See what it shows? Counting object 100%, all these things are done, and some byte information, how much total byte it transferred and all. Okay, the push is done. So if I refresh here, okay, can you see commit August 2018. If I go inside it, can you see the new changes? These the things I have done the changes inside the Git. Okay, now go to the GitHub, click on the my repository, and check the file uploaded. So this is a very simple step. Basically, you need to upload a file. If there is any changes, you can make the change. If you want to upload everything, use here, like I mentioned, git add dot. If you want to upload, some particular file, you have to give the particular file location. So something like this maybe. Instead of this, you have to write what is my file name. SLPOM may. So something like this. You have to write SLPOM may / maybe some file name. Login.java. So it is going to add only this file. If you want to add everything, you can give dot. So this is Git. It's very simple. You create a repository using some command. You have to authenticate your local folder with this repository, and you can push the changes. Whatever the changes you are doing, you can upload. That's what you need to do with the help of Git. Clear till now?
Abhishek, username and password will be compulsory, right, for authentication?
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, see, you can also come and check in into my repository, right?
Yes, yes.
So that I should not allow then, right? Or otherwise, how you will make sure that which repository? There are lots of repository in the Git. Across the world, people are creating, right? So which repository
Yeah.
it will be checking? I need, some authentication that it should check in into my repository on, so that you can point it out by entering username, password, and email ID.
Yeah.
So if any upload I did from this location, if any upload I do, it will be always into that repository only, because I have registered this with that user password. Okay, so that's it, Git. Now let's talk about the integration part between Git and Jenkins. Okay, so how to do the integration?